Welcome back to Hungary for the second week in a row in TNR. Obviously, we had the issues last week, but we're here back again. The drivers wanted to start afresh at Hungary, and we're back again. But I'm not back with Lee this time. I'm actually with Lucas, aka Percy, who's usually at the front of the pack most weeks. So, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. You looking forward to this one? Obviously, you reserved last week, but didn't get to finish.
Yeah, reserve last week was good, some good battles really out at the front and in the mid pack. So yeah, if there's more battles like that today, then it should be a good one.
Yeah, let's hope so. Obviously, we don't know what the weather is going to be like. It looks like a dry quali session for the minute. We have got 18 drivers, got some fresh faces. We should have Judd Santi joining us in the session, so we should have 19 today. I think it was the same as yesterday, wasn't it? It was 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're fresh faces. So we've got Fatality and Bazaboy. We've got Stantan, who's a reserve in the McLaren. We've got CRX Mars in the Renault, taking Dark Stomper's place as he's not able to commit to a full-time seat, unfortunately. Who else have we got as new drivers, Lucas? Oh, we've got Pure Jackson as well.
Pure Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, we've got him as well, just starting for the first time tonight. But I think everyone else is. Oh, and Drismich, who was a reserve last week as well, is now taken the Mercedes seat. As Veit de Laaf has moved to Monday, and Brendis has had to leave the league. Actually, unfortunately, I think he had some football thing he was doing, which I think is quite strange at the moment with COVID. But there you go.
Yeah.
And yeah. So who are the first guys out on track?
We currently have yeah, both horses are out on track. We've got a Racing Point who's leading at the moment. We've also got a McLaren of, is that Stantan? Yes, Stantan.
Yes,
yeah. So I'm gonna quickly ride on board with the Racing Point of Pure Jackson. Yeah.
Bassman's left the session. Would you mind sending him another invite, Percy?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
And just to be even happier for me today, Blues have just scored. So
there you go. And well, let's see if Pure Jackson can score a pretty good lap into turn one. He goes obviously quite a tricky circuit. They say the full-time circuit of Monaco, don't they? It's such a narrow circuit, quite hard to overtake around here. There's only really three prime overtaking opportunities. There's a couple of others where you can stick your nose in and hope for the best, but really it is quite a hard circuit to manage, and it's quite a hard circuit to get a good lap in, as we see Pure Jackson going around turn 4, taking a huge amount of apex and almost losing the car down towards the chicane. Really tricky to get these apexes right with the high curbs on the outside of the corner through this difficult left-right section in the middle of the lap. And we're coming through this easy flat left-hander nowadays, through the right-hander that's almost flat, little lift, and back on the power again, down onto the run to turn 12. And that is another overtaking spot if you can, if you're brave enough. Round turn 13 and 14 are parallels of each other, one to the left and one back to the right, very long hairpins, and it's quite difficult to get the line right at the start of your lap and the end of your lap. So let's see what he does. 1:14.8 for Pure Jackson. That's a pretty decent time, isn't it, Percy?
Yeah, pretty decent in the 14s. Wouldn't be surprised if he does manage to break through to the 13s though. What was Bazman's PS?
It's Baz. He's on the actual list. Baz_man20. Capital B.
Yeah, got it.
So we've got some other times. We've got Claymore 1:18.2. So I think he can see if he can improve on that. Obviously, a lot of these guys are just doing the same thing as they did last week. They did the whole of qualifying, so they have actually had a decent amount of practice a week ago. But obviously, it was a week ago, so there could be some mix-ups from last week. We don't actually have the results from qualifying from last week, unfortunately. As we see him, we'll stay with Stantan's retired from the session, and it looks like he's
Retired in the pit lane.
No, he hasn't. He's retired at turn number 5, actually. The Hungary curve, as me and Lee were calling it last week. I think that's probably...
and he's collected a Renault of Veloce.
Oh dear, there was yellow flags. Let's see if we can see. Oh, and there is some guys coming up. There's McLaren. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Let's see if we can see. Oh yeah, I can see it there.
Just watching on board now with Beckett. Yeah, it's been a bit of a terrible accident, really.
That's unfortunate, because a lot of people don't realise. Oh, there's been another crash.
Oh, another incident. Oh, there's been...
I don't understand why that car's not been cleared away yet, to be honest. It's causing a load of issues. And it's now gone, fortunately. Yeah, no, I think people are still not in the mindset of ghosting's off.
Yeah.
So when there is a yellow flag in a sector,
people just forget, don't slow down.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That is the unfortunate thing about it in qualifying. Obviously, it does ruin your lap, regardless.
Yeah, it does.
But it is more realistic, I suppose, and that's why we've got it. Is Mars and Fatality of Fatality and Pure Jackson is so close. Basman's left the session again. I think he might be able to get back in again on an invite. He has got his we didn't say this before, Bazaboy and Basman. We've got another brother pairing in Tuesday night racing. We lost the other two, and we've got another two with us now, so it's still another 2 sets of brothers in Monday and Tuesday as well. Yeah,
I'm just riding on board here with Cons YT. His lap's looking pretty good so far, coming through the quick left-right handers. Loses the back end a tiny bit, but maintains good pace.
He didn't...
The game says he's gone purple through the middle sector, but can't trust the game really. Coming up to the final 2 corners now. Looking pretty good so far. Loses the back end again. Now the final corner, can he keep the throttle pinned? He can. As he comes across the line, it's going to be a 1:16.6, which is good enough to put him in P9.
Well, it's looking, it's starting to look pretty close in the midfield. Usually a lot of people's first laps are nowhere near their best anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
You always want to take it quite cautiously in Q1. It's quite embarrassing to actually, no offence to Stantan or Veloce, it's a little bit embarrassing to be crashing out in Q1, I find. So I always try and keep your nose clean, especially in Q1. But yeah, no offence to them, of course. Obviously, we've still got some guys who haven't set a lap. Bazman is actually... Oh, sorry, Bazaboy is... yeah, I'm going to see that getting a mix-up.
He's just coming up to turn 8 and 9 now.
Yeah, he is. So sorry about that. And he's just about to go through turn 10, the flat-out turn 10, into 11. As you say, and he misses the apex.
Loses the rear.
Yeah, and he misses the apex by a few meters there, and he's quite tidy. And he invalidates so tight on strict corner cutting in some of these tracks. You really only have to just an inch or millimeter over the white line, and it has you. No, there's no error about it. Obviously, being a game, it usually pretty much knows when it's on. So, but anyway, we did the sensible thing and dived back into the pits. We haven't seen Bazman come out of the pits in the Alfa Romeo just yet.
Probably just wait until the end of the session, really.
Iggy's on a lap with barely any... Oh no, he's just coming into the pits. So he's just done a lap and he's just finished. So it's all quiet at the minute. We've got Milan just coming out the pits to... He does need to come out again and improve on that lap. I'm guessing... Let's have a little look. I'm guessing he's... I think he's still... I'm not too sure. Yeah, he's still using the same tyres he used in the last lap, which I think is always the best thing. Usually you would do 2 laps on your first set that you have for Q1, and if you're still on the cusp, you then try on a fresh set for 1 more lap. It's usually easily enough time for 3 laps in 18-minute session on any track. So that's what he's doing now, but he will have to go on to a fresh set next time out because the grip won't be there on these tyres any longer. We've got Claymores on the lap. Obviously these guys are going to have to come out, but obviously we've had 2 drivers out And as we see, Claymore's getting really right out of the way and slowing right down. Yeah, it's sometimes that can be a little bit more dangerous, actually, slowing almost to a halt. So yeah, we'll stick with Milan, shall we, Lucas, and see how he does, the Red Bull driver. And, didn't get the cleanest exit, I don't think, off turn 1. He sort of hampered his line a little bit. Big lock up.
Yeah, big lock up.
Into turn 2, flat out turn 3, and now up the hill into the technical part of Hungary. Well, I suppose all of it is really quite technical, but this is the serious technical part now. Up the hill at the right-hander of, what are we saying there, turn 6?
Turn 5, coming up to turn 6 now.
Turn 6, 7 chicane, yeah. As saying before, that was really tricky to get right there with those 2 really steep curbs. It is threading a needle at 100 miles an hour, it really is, and coming round the fast right-hander down the hill again. There is a lot of elevation at Hungary, you don't really ever notice it, but there is quite a bit, actually. A lot of up and... and it's really easy to lock up the front left in these kind of corners when you're braking and turning in at the same time. The tyres really do not like it, and he's going to come offside. He's going to improve. He does 0.515, and that puts him in 10th place. I think we're getting a bit closer to being safe there for Milan.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what you were saying there about those steep curbs and the chicane, and yeah, they are very dangerous. I think it was last Monday when we were racing at Hungary, a couple of times in qualifying I was hitting them curbs and sort of moving my car off the racing line and just having to readjust, and it can cost you quite a lot of time, really.
I am surprised that they're so steep. I'm kind of surprised they're not flat curbs.
Oh, and we've got a spinner just at the curbs, as we were saying. Climbers.
Commentator's curse right there, ladies and gents. Yeah, you've got to be careful. No resetting to track, and it's just got to run onto the Aramco sponsored runoff there.
Fair play to him for keeping it nice and clean on the re-entry to the track.
Just needs to be careful. I think he's just worried about his tyre grip at the minute. That's the only real issue with qualifying in this game that I have is...
another spinner. CRX Mars, just coming out of turn 3.
It is quite hard to find those extra few tenths here, and it's a very heavy traction permitted track. He goes very wide through turn 4.
Anyone on the lap?
Well, Claymore's is obviously... we've got Basman, of course, yeah.
Yeah, right, I'm right on board with Basman then. Nice exit out of turn 2, coming to turn 3 now, keeping it flat. Keep it nice to the right hand side of the curve. He's gone purple. Oh, he's invalidated. Really quick left-hander. Looked like it was going to be a quick lap from Basman as well, as he went purple through the first sector.
Validated already, mate.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going to just do some stuff on the on Facebook.
That's fine. You go ahead. I'll just have a look at all the drivers. We've got Cons YT and another lap coming through turn 6 and turn 7. Nice, neat and tidy through the quick technical section of the track. 7 tenths up on his time at the moment, so it does look like it's going to be a pretty good time for Conway too. As he loses the back end. Still may improve by a couple of attempts though. Rounding the final corner, keeping it nice and flat. And he does improve by 8 tenths to get up into P7, which will probably be enough for him to get through to qualifying too.
What was the time he did there? 15.7. Yeah, that would be a pretty decent time. To be fair, I wouldn't worry about that one too much, to be honest.
Yeah, we got Bazavoy on coming onto a lap again now. Let's see what he can do. Coming up to turn 1 now. Nice light braking. Clips the apex very nicely. Gets on the throttle quite early. Hogs the curb on the right to give him the best entry for turn. Is that turn 2? Turn 3? Yeah. Now heading on to the quick left-hander of turn 4. And he invalidates, unfortunately. Just going that extra millimetre wide.
He needs to be very careful because I think it's a bit too close now to go back in and come back out. I don't know if he's got got fuel.
If he has enough fuel, he will be able to do another lap. But
he'll definitely be able to. I just said whether he's got the fuel to be able to do it. Obviously, of course, there's some cases you might be able to just run in rich or standard. I mean, why not? At least give it a go.
Well, he may as well because he'll make it through anyway because the 2 drivers ahead of him haven't set a lap and they're retired. So I think all he has to do is set a lap and he's through. Oh, juice mixers spun out at turn 1.
There's a lot of spinners at the moment in qualifying, isn't there?
Yeah, and I was thinking that maybe someone's gone out onto the track and filled it with grease.
So yeah, it's very quiet now with 1:40 to go. Milan's out on a lap. We've got still got Bazzaboy on a lap. He did have enough fuel, so we'll just see. It says purple sector 2. As we say, we never really trust the game on that one. As he's about to come round the final couple of corners, round turn 13, and take a nice wide line there using the pit entry a little bit on the exit. And coming around the final corner, is he going to set a time fast enough to get through? He goes first. He goes fastest with a 1:14.2. He's really flexed his muscles there a little bit, Lucas.
Yes, he has indeed. Especially on those tyres that he already set a lap on, 2 laps on.
Yeah, that was a set that he'd used probably the lap before actually when he invalidated. It would have been, yeah. So it was the lap he used before. Let's see what his brother can do. Apparently he's the man of the two, Bazman, but we'll see if he can get anywhere close to the McLaren's time as he's going round the final corner. And as we're seeing Pure Jackson taking a really extreme line through into the pit entry, as he comes across the line, he goes 8th fastest, 1:15.451, and that puts him safe. And Claymores is in the pits, and he is going to be out of the session. So there will be our 3 drivers who are out for the session. Obviously we had the 2 who didn't set a lap, Veloce, who got involved in that unfortunate incident, and Stanton, who obviously made a mistake in qualifying to knock him out. But I suppose that's racing at the end of the day, even in the virtual world.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately.
So yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to come around and cross the line. We've got Milan Massino on a lap. He probably doesn't know he's safe, to be fair. So you know, obviously we don't have any race engineers, unfortunately, apart from Jeff, who is, no offence to Codemasters, it's a little bit useless. And when I say Codemasters, I should say EA now, I suppose. And which is still a bit of a weird one. But yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to cross the line.
Yeah, looking at Milan's sector time, he's a 10th off. So he may improve. May see him move up to around E12, E11. No, he doesn't improve.
He doesn't improve, but he doesn't need to improve at the end of the day, to be fair.
So who we're just waiting for now? Bazman and Bazzaboy.
Yeah, so we've only got 2 drivers to wait for. So just
if you want to do the Q1 elimination drivers, I will just be back.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, we've got some quick times from some of the. To be fair, a lot of the new guys. 4 of the new guys are at the top of the standings for the end of this session. We'll see how that carries on into Q2 and 3 in a few moments' time. Yeah, so we'll just have a look. So obviously Bazman, CRX, Mars and Fatality are the top 3 for this session. We've got Veloce, Stantan and Claymores out in Q1. So obviously we've got Q2 coming up in a few seconds time, and that will be a 15-minute session with the top 15. The last 5 in the top 15 will be knocked out and leave the top 10 for Q3. This is the session where the tyres really do matter, and these are the ones where you'll start your race on if you start in the top 10 if you qualify into Q3. So you will see quite a few guys at the start of this session on medium tyres. You will see a mix probably, but majority you will see that yellow banded medium tyre. So we'll just see what these guys decide to choose. Sorry about that. And I think we have Lucas back already.
Yes, I'm back ready. Just went to get a quick drink.
See, I came prepared. I already have my pint of water.
We've already got is that Beckett or Bazman? Yep, Beckett went out on the medium tyres. And Milan, is that? No, it's X-Ray on the softs. Yeah, everyone else are on the mediums. So X-Ray must be going for the soft medium strategy then.
He must be. He's definitely going aggressive early. I think some of these guys have already noticed from the first 3 rounds and the qualifying of last week. Some of them, I think, know that they struggled to get into Q3 on mediums anyway, so I think they just cut out the middleman.
Yeah, they're already prepared.
Yeah. So I suppose it's sensible. It doesn't waste any time. Gives you especially if you go for the softer set, it gives you an extra set for Q2 to do 2 laps on the softs. So I suppose it does helps for you. I suppose it helps for Q3 as well, because you're still getting more and more used to those tyres. But it's not really the optimal strategy. Not on all tracks. I mean, I would say Monaco, I wouldn't even touch the mediums in Q2. I don't see the point at all, as it's just a train from lap 1 to 39.
Yeah, that's true.
But obviously he is the only man on the soft tyres, so we will actually. I don't think he's the first man, but we'll stick with Delta on the soft. No,
Beckett is the first man.
So yeah, we'll just stick with Delta for a minute and see how he gets on into turn 1. He's got a pretty decent exit, but he should do on those soft tyres. And I wouldn't want to expect anything less than top 5 from Delta at the minute with these medium runners. And we'll see what he can do. Takes a lot of curb off of turn 3 up to the fast turn 4. This is almost scary fast now. How fast these cars can go through some of these corners is a little bit insane. Of course, these are the fastest Formula 1 cars we've ever seen. Probably may now ever will see for the foreseeable future. As we all know, they're not in real life terms, they're not the best wheel-to-wheel racing. As we see Beckett get out of the way there. Nicely getting out of the way for Delta as he comes down the hill into the right-hander of turn 12 and into these S's. I suppose it is a very long S of turn 13 and 14. Let's see what he does. He was the first man to do a lap. 15.6. So that is the target for the rest of the group. And I think we've got Druznik, who's just about to start a lap. I think we're going to have a Williams across the line. We are. Stubacar is a 16.9, quite off the pace of Delta. Mahid is a 15.8, and that is
brilliant lap on the mediums.
That is a very good time. 2 tenths off the soft runner So there is definitely a lot more to give in those soft tyres in this session. Milan Messino in third place, 16.6. A lot of these guys struggling on the medium tyres, I think.
Yeah, it does look like it. Cons YT is just set at 17.2. And Fatality with a 15.7. Brilliant lap again.
Getting closer and closer to Delta's time. Iggy 16.5. This midfield is looking rather close, I'm happy to say. Still got some guys not coming out of the pits. We've got a and that was Bazman, fourth fastest, 16.0, a bit closer to the front runners with that time. We've got his teammate about to come across the line, Beckett. I think he is just finishing a lap, and he's about to cross the line, and 17 dead, well 17.85 for him. H. Bosworth coming round the chicane in the middle, as I said earlier, a little bit tricky to get that right. I'm not too sure. I think he is. I think it's Bosworth soon. Red Bull getting out of the way really quite nicely there, as you've seen him come down this little hill here into turn 12 once again.
Bit of a lock-up.
There was a little bit of a lock-up. See if he locks up into the final corner. He doesn't. I think that was quite decent. He gets on the power nicely, and I think that was pretty optimal with his power. And that's a 16.7. That's a pretty good time for H. Bosworth, actually. He had a pretty good race in Brazil, I think, a couple of weeks ago. He had a decent qualifying performance. I think he did drop back a little bit in the race. We've got Mitch on the lap.
Yeah, I know Mitch very well from other leagues of racing. He does have the pace to be up there. He's just not very consistent with his driving. Some races he's very quick. Other races he's still quick, but he's not as quick as he could be.
He's a track lover.
Yeah,
is what he is. Yeah, definitely. I think I'm one of them as well. It's just certain tracks you hook into a lot more than others.
Yeah,
but it happens with
out of the way.
Yeah, it happens with real life though. Like you think about Valtteri Bottas, you always think about Austria and, well, not Austria the last couple of years, but you know, like Russia as well. Like that's one of his tracks. Yeah. So some of them just have it, don't they? Let's see what Mitch does. Fourth fastest, 15.8, very close to Mahid, and this top five is actually very, very close together. Actually, especially
separated by 4 tenths. Top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a few guys on laps. Bazman has just invalidated his time once again. Baz Boy, sorry, it's invalidated. There we go. I've called it. It's going to happen. And Pure Jackson is on a lap on the medium compound tyres. I think he's got potential to be right up there. Purple sector 2, it says at the minute. And round the final couple of the corners, his teammate is down in 9th to see if he can propel himself a lot further along in the pink Mercedes. Oh, sorry, Racing Point. And as he's about to come across the line, he's 13th in the minute. Where's he going to put him? Second fastest of the medium runners. Still not touching Delta's time at the minute, but so close, and real serious pace from this top 5 of mediums. Actually, Lucas is looking very, very competitive, to be honest.
Yeah, if it's like this for the race, then we're gonna have some pretty good battles at the front. I think. Yeah, it's just what everyone else from 7th downwards are gonna do. If they're gonna put on some medium, put on some softs and go on the softs, and maybe that'll force the top 6 to go on to softs as well and see what they can do.
Well, it's going to be interesting. We've got CRX Mars and Bazaboy, who we know from the last session can be right at the top. So we might have a top 8 that are in what? Not even. CRX Mars just caught the curb and he's spun himself off. I'm not sure if he's got damage. It would be minimum anyway because he only just tapped the wall. But we've only got 6.5 minutes left, and it'll be a risk to try and go on the mediums again. Depends how many laps. He's only done the one, so it is going to be a risk. He might take it, but most people will now probably just go for the softs, just for the just for the high risk factor now at the end of the session. Bazaboy, is he going to get up near his brother? And he does. He goes fastest. This man is looking at Andrews Mick second on the soft tyres, but Bazaboy, what a map! That was that's
the mediums as well.
That is some performance by Bazaboy at the minute. So some of these guys are going to have to up their game. And we've still got one guy, obviously Mars, who had that incident, who still hasn't set a lap, and we know that he can be right up there in that mix of drivers as well. But a 15-1 is a spectacular lap. Especially,
yeah, it was a good lap.
I think I'd definitely go right up there with Mondays, wouldn't it?
What was pole time at Hungary on Monday?
I can't remember. You could have a look. If you want to have a
look.
I'll
have a look. I'll have a look.
That'll be an interesting thing to keep an eye out for, actually.
So, a pole on a Monday. If it loads.
So, Beckett is now set the fastest lap on the soft tyres, very, very close to Basman's time, within half a second, or a quarter of a second actually, and a quarter of a tenth, and that is getting very competitive, even though there are some soft runners, but it is to be expected now with 4.5, or just under 4.5 minutes to go. Got Mars, as we said, too high a risk to go on the medium tyres again, so as we called it, he is now on the soft tyres. He's gone out a little bit early. This will probably be, if he's only fueled, it will be his one and only lap. He will not have enough time to jump back in and get another set on. Bazaboy checked out for this session, and why not? 15-1 on the mediums. He's easily safe there, I think. And,
yeah, I've just got the pole time for Hungary for the Monday night last week, and it was from me. It was a 1:13.474.
Interesting. That's very quick actually compared to some of these times actually at the moment. No offense to any of these guys, that is some serious pace, I have to admit. Mars is in turn 1, and this is going to be his final attempt to get out of that 15th position, where he would be starting for the race in about 20 odd minutes time or so. Well, about 20 minutes time the race will be starting, and Mars will have to set out for that, but I'm sure that's not in his plan as he goes purple sector 1. I'm not sure if that is 100% right, but it could well be actually on the soft tyres, and as we know, he's really pushing the car on the curb there on the traction. It was really wanting to get away from him, but he kept it all in check as we're coming through this fast and technical middle part.
Cons moves up to third with 15.2 on the soft.
That was a
so
great
he's through.
All these guys have now moved to the soft tyres. I've got it as fitted rather than best at the minute, and they are all planning to run onto the soft tyres. And there's someone on the pit entry, Iggy Combo, and that really put off Mars into the final corner. Where's he going to go first? He goes fastest in this session, and a 14.2. These are getting closer to your time from last week, Lucas, already.
Yes. Well, I think 14.2 would have been good enough to see Mars sit second on the grid in Monday, so pretty good lap time.
So we've got 1 minute 50 to go. Got a handful of outlaps, and Cons finished his lap. Yeah, he's not running any battery, so he's out. Iggy Combo is out, so there's only 4 drivers now knocked out who are still live in this session at the minute. Obviously we've got Bazaboy, who's retired from the session, but of his own accord, as he believes he's well and truly safe. But seeing as all these guys, Lucas, have gone onto the softs, could you potentially be a little bit worried there?
Could be for your race. If the safety car comes out, then no, you'll be fine, because obviously you can put the mediums or the hards on and then stretch them to the end and then put softs on, finish your race. Well, and as I've just seen, Bazman has retired in the pits, so he's not going to make it through to Q3.
No, that is very interesting. I don't know if he just didn't think he's going to make it, if he just wants to start definitely on a fresh set of tyres.
Yeah, probably a fresh set of tyres for him.
But it is very hard to overtake round here, so qualifying is almost like Monaco. It is super crucial to your race. It's maybe sometimes it's more than 50% of your actual whole race evening. Getting right up there. It's only really the battles are really won and lost at turn 1 here. It can be, all the other one really is strategy over anything else. As we're seeing Bosworth now coming round the final corner. Let's see if we can get off the bottom of the tendons, and he goes 6th, 15.570 for him. So these midfield times are very, very close actually at the minute, Luca.
And Milan has unfortunately spun, so Milan been disqualified. Oh, and there's a Haas coming up. If Milan does, his AI has rejoined. He's gone out of the way.
That was alright. That's such a shame. It does that. It does it less than. You know, it does it less than you do it. I didn't know how to phrase that right. It doesn't happen as often as you would think it happens, but when it does happen, it isn't brilliant, because you're not allowed to, as we do try and remind people, you're not allowed to reset to track. It is really a big no-no. It's a disqualification and a qualifying ban for the next week, so it really is it's quite a dangerous thing, especially in qualifying actually, as you're really on the limit, and having cars spawn in front of you is really the last thing you want. It can actually,
a bit off-putting, yeah,
it can actually make you jump, to be fair. As we're seeing, these times start to rocket down, and Bazzaboy is rocketing down the order as I thought he might, but he is going to be safe, because there's a few guys out now, and Bosworth. Maybe that was one of the reasons why Bazman retired from the session to help his brother. Yeah,
could be. I'm just seeing that X-Ray Delta didn't set another lap time after his first lap.
And is he
so
out?
He did the one lap.
He's out of the session. Oh dear. So he's starting 11th, but he's on the fresh tyres, and he's the first man of the fresh tyres. So he's in a very good position, especially if you get a good start. That can really help. So top 3 for this session is Fatality, CRX Mars, and Pure Jackson. Still 3 rookies for this league, 3 debutantes, and the guys at the session 11th is X-Ray Delta, Stuvikar, Bazman, Iggy Combo, and Milan Massimo. So now we're at crunch time now. We only have one medium runner starting the race on those tyres. Everyone else will be in the softs in the top 10. So do remember that. It'll be interesting to see what Bazzaboy does in that strategy. And of course, we know he's got some serious pace. So he could be front row, could be pole position. He's going to be right up there in the mix. But it looks like these guys.
He should be.
Looks like these guys are going to be quite close on time. So I'm quite looking forward to this Q3 session actually. So we've got 12 minutes now. So we've cut 3 minutes off the last session. They usually have 2 sets to spare for this session, so preferably only 2 runs. It's usually only enough time for 2 runs, i.e. only places like Austria or Monaco might be you might be able to get round in time, but this will most definitely be 2 laps. So we're seeing seeing Drismit come out of the pits, the only American I think in both leagues actually, just like Fatality actually, from Germany as well, and I think we've got a couple of other people now from a little bit more far-fetched places. So we've got a few guys coming out on the track now. We've got Pure Jackson coming out of the pits now. His teammate's still in the pit lane.
It'll be interesting to see what time Bazzaboy does on the softs, as he was up there on the mediums.
He was. It's going to be interesting, and he was quite comfortable in the end. I said I might be a bit worried about what happens to him, but 6th in the end, which is quite comfortable on the mediums, really.
Yeah.
Especially a track like this where it's very high deck, and it's very technical as well. So the softs really do rule the roost in qualifying over medium. So he did do a very good job there to be able to stick it into Q3 on the medium tyres. But obviously everyone now is going to be on the softs. Don't need to worry about what tyres everyone on. It's pretty much a guarantee that they should all be on the soft tyres. Drismic was the first man out of the garage, so now he's the first man to start this Q3 session, and we'll see where he will come as he's coming down towards turn 1. Brake at about 70 metres before the corner. You've got to be really gentle on exit. Don't open the DRS straight away. It can unsettle the rear of the car. Coming down into turn 2, hug that apex. Maybe you can take a wide line or a shallow line. They seem to both be pretty even in my opinion. As we're coming up towards turn 4, take a lot of apex into this corner, carry the speeds all the way up to turn 5, up the hill, and you've got to hit on the power nice and early. Be brave and stay off that curb onto turn 7 and 8, trying to maximise as much curb as possible, getting on the curb on exit 3, 9 and 10, then through the flat 11 as he makes a big mistake on exit there, and then really difficult for traction zones, almost flat through turn 11 down to 12 into this tricky right-hander. Actually it sort of tightens up on the exit and it invites you to get on the power a lot earlier than you should as we're coming round to turn 13 and 14, hugging that curb on the exit, and want to try and cut in as much as you can to get early on power. DRS wide open, comes across the line, 16, pretty much 16 dead. Yeah, so yeah. We've got Mars on and out lap, about to start lap. I don't know who's the next man. We've got a Renault. No, we've got I think it's Pure Jackson.
Pure Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, next man to cross the line.
Just round in the final corner now. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good lap, and it's a 14.7.
So these times are starting to close up.
Improve.
Yeah, a little bit. And who's the next one? We've got a Ferrari of Fatality. Yeah, my Tuesday night teammate, as it were, as he's coming across the line first. 14. Yeah,
14. Sorry.
Yeah, 14 dead. So he takes provisional pole position at the minute on the first runs. But obviously we've got a lot of guys to come through, and there is a bit of a gap. We've got a Basil Boy who is invalidated his lap time once again. This man does not know how to keep it on the black stuff.
That's for sure.
But when he does, he pulls out some spectacular laps. But as we're seeing, but it is to be expected if you're pushing the limits as much as these guys can do in qualifying. You are running more of a risk to invalidate your lap time. As we're seeing a big lock-up from Mars in the Renault, and he's coming around the final corner now. And we'll see what he can do. Car number 9 as he crosses the line. First, fastest, 14 dead as well. It's so close between the Ferrari and the Renault at the minute, as we're seeing Mitch come across the line. What can he do? I think that was
the back off.
Yeah, he must have. And Basil Boy going again. He had enough fuel to go again, and this is the only man on track on a lap, and he's invalidated again.
So this isn't going to do good for his Jensen Button award.
But I don't think it's too bad for the. I don't think the invalidations are a problem. It's more the penalties, and obviously actually your wheel racing in race. But he just needs to learn to. There's.
If you don't between the white line.
Well, yeah, but if you can't do it a couple of times, don't. I wouldn't keep doing it. I would just not do 100%. I'd do it more 90%, just to make sure you don't invalidate. So it's always better to get some sort of lap time in that's still quick,
and not get a lap time in at all.
Especially because you have a delta for the next run as well, a serious delta. So it'd be interesting. Anyway, 4 drivers not set laps as of yet. Maybe because they only have 1 set. Mitch is invalidated. I think he's about to run again. He must do, because if he's invalidated, he would have dived into the pit lane. So he's going again on this set. It's 5 minutes 40 seconds left in the session. I'm not sure if this is going to be his last run, Lucas, with that time. Because he's got to do another lap and then go back in and then back out again. It's a lot.
I'm sure he'll have enough time.
Well, we'll have to see. It's going to be close anyway. He's definitely not comfortable. We'll put it that way. As he's coming around now, so he really has to be on it, and he was on it there. He was right on the edge of the white line. You can't extend there, as there is just a grass verge there. You're gonna have to find absolutely no grip there as he's coming around these. He's going to invalidate there. He was very lucky not to invalidate there. He actually took all four wheels off the track, but sometimes the game doesn't fully code the corner, I think. And as he's coming round turn 11, good camera shot there from a helicopter cam coming around turn 13, sorry, into 14.
Yeah. Let's see if you can get a nice exit. Yeah, very nice exit. Clips the curb, and
it goes. Yeah, fourth fastest with 15.4. But let's see. I think he's just got enough time to get round.
Yeah.
But it will be tight. So that's unfortunate as well, because you don't really want to be pushing on your out lap, nor your in lap really. Oh no, actually, sorry. It's not too bad in this situation because we've already used the tyres. I was thinking short qualifying mode there. Yeah, it's not so bad, but you still don't want to wear them too much, especially on the out lap, because these are supposed to be your fastest times of the whole 45 minutes of running here in qualifying. So it's going to.
Yeah, I'm just riding on board with Beckett now, just coming through turns 8 and 9. Lap's looking pretty good so far, keeping it pinned on the track. Games to say he's gone purple, but you can't believe that. Turn 11. Bit of snap of oversteer. But yeah, it's been a pretty good lap so far. Using the pit lane, get the best possible exit. Keeping it nice and narrow to the wall. Using the curb. And across the line.
Fourth fastest.
P4.
15.3. Yeah. This is quite close, to be fair. Between some of these guys, obviously those two at the very top. I can't wait to see Mars's and Fatality's lap at the end of this.
Yeah, we've also got Buzzable on the lap. We know he's going to go pretty close to the top, if not the top.
Let's just see. As long as he doesn't invalidate himself, I shouldn't say that because every commentator's curse now. Just say purple sets 2. I can quite easily believe that. No offence to any other drivers, but Bazavoy taking purple sectors is very easily believed as he upshifts nice and early, gets a good amount of traction on exit. It's a real good skill to learn that. It's upshifting early out of corners. It can really help with. And Bazavoy, 13.8. He's so close to your. He's so close to your time there, Lucas.
Yeah, just about 5 tenths off. 4.5 tenths off. Brilliant lap though. You can see him improving. Again, if he does go for another lap, but he won't have enough time now.
But he does if he uses the same tyres right now. If he does another out lap and then is able to come back in, but still very, very close time. And the top 3 are seriously close actually. Only 2 tenths separate the top 3.
Yeah.
And saying that, the second and third places are actually just come out of the pits. Mars has just come round turn 1, and as you can see, Fatality is just coming into sector 2 at the moment. We've got a couple of guys on laps at the minute, Lucas. Who would be the first one? These two are very close together actually, I think. Oh no, sorry, they're not. Collins YT will be the first man to cross the line. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's backed off.
He's backed off, definitely. So I think he's going to have another go. I think he's got enough fuel. I think he must have invalidated, and he's just going to have another go. So we've got H. Bosworth on a lap at the minute. Next man to set a time. This will definitely be his very last lap, because you don't really want to be doing one lap straight after another. You'd rather have a cool down lap for the tyres. They get a little bit too hot, and the engine as well can't cope with being in max fuel for 2 laps straight. And as you see him, he's warming up his tyres, so maybe he's just about to start a lap actually. Just say out lap, but as we're seeing Drisnick starting a lap as well. We've got Bazavoy in the pits, so he's definitely done for the session. And yeah, we'll stay with Fatality for the minute, as he will be the first of these top 3. We've got Pure Jackson as well. We could easily may see him a little bit higher up in this session.
And Beckett is retired in the pits also.
So he's done for the day. Maybe he didn't have another set. Well, actually, there's only 18 seconds left, so he was already in the pits. There's definitely no way he was getting through. Actually, we'll have a look. Mahid's coming around the last couple of corners now. Hasn't set a time yet. Let's see what this man can do in the Haas. His teammate is in 7th. His new teammate, as Taylor, has moved to Monday night. And see where he goes. 5th fastest, 14.7. This is very close, actually, between a couple of these drivers in the midfield. You know, I bet some people have made some mistakes and they can really improve. Fatality, we just called him at the right time. He's about to cross the line. 14 dead to beat. 13.8, so close to Bazboy. I have to say, Mars has invalidated his lap time, so that is it for the top 2 at the minute. We've got Cons
invalidated as well.
He's validated as well. We've got Bosworth is invalidated. So that, I think, over. Is it. Yeah, I think that's it. So Bazboy, first time out, to be fair, to give credit where credit's due, top 4 for the first time out, have stolen the first 4. It's second. I can't speak. I'm too excited, Lucas. Jesus, I can't talk. The 2 front rows have been taken by David
rookies.
Actually, yeah, the rookies. So that's interesting to see. It's exciting for Tuesday, because we obviously had at the start we had that Young Lights and Dark Stomper who were quite fast at the top. Now it looks like we've got 4 or 5 drivers that could be right up there at the top now.
Yeah, we can't forget also that Bazboy is starting on the mediums, so he's probably most likely going to win this race if
he doesn't get swarmed on at the start.
Yeah, or if no safety cars comes out and ruins his strategy, then he has. Well, if I was betting, I'd bet my money on him.
Well, there you go. You've heard it from Lucas himself. So, what are we saying, Lucas? 20 quid?
Nah, put 2 quid on it.
Anyway, some more serious note. Bazboy is taking pole position with a 13.8, and less than a 10th behind is Fatality. Mars is in 3rd. Pure Jackson is in 4th. 5th is Mahid. Mitch is in 6th. 7th is Beckett. 8th is Cons YT. H. Bosworth is in 9th, and Drismic is 10th. So we're just getting started now. We've got no idea if this is a wet race or not. I'm assuming it's not, because a lot of people did
I'd love it if it was wet.
A lot of people did mediums. It's not. But I did think that, because a lot of people did mediums to start off with. That's usually the clue in Q2 if you're going to have a wet race or not, is what's tyre strategies, what tyres people go on at the start. If it's soft straight away, you know, it's going to be could potentially be a wet race, or some kind of wet race anyway. And so yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to sort out their strategies. Takes them around. We haven't actually had anyone ready up yet, so we'll just wait. When they do ready up, got 30 seconds. As there we go, as I called it, and then we'll be into the formation lap, and then the start of a 35 lap race, I think.
Yeah, 35 lap race. The track is 2.7 miles long, or 4.381 kilometers. There's 14 turns, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, and the track race lap record is held by Lewis Hamilton. It's a 1:16.627 in his championship record-breaking all-black Mercedes. Just some information on the track there.
So yeah, now we are away. So now we're going to have a quick look at tyre strategies. What sort of think tyres are the guys going to go on? So obviously we've got Bazboy on pole position with the medium tyres. He's looking nice and tidy on those tyres, to be fair. And everyone else back have not chose the soft tyres. Disqualified Delta and Bazman. That's very strange. That is very strange.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that from those. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that from those two, but there you go, maybe one didn't move off the line and one just went straight into the back of the other thinking they moved, is probably my guess. But yeah, anyway, back to it. Medium all the way down to 16th from 11th, got a couple of hard runners, and then old Judd Santi is in 19th in the Ferrari, which is not correct. He is actually supposed to be in the Alpha Tauri, but he has joined late, so apologies about that. But that is just the case for Judd tonight, as we see Bazaboy warming up his tyres at the front of the grid. As we're seeing that snake-like figure, Bazaboy just coming round the final couple of corners. Obviously not unrare to see that, car number 22 from McLaren, obviously Jenson Button's previous number, just a little fun fact there. And yeah, just coming around the final couple of corners, we've got Judd, who's just a little bit behind the pack, not too far, also number 22. As we've seen these guys come round the final corner to form up. So yeah, if you keep an eye at the back of the grid.
Yeah, I am just on board with Drew's mix at the moment.
So we're just waiting. Obviously, we do usually have a little glitch here because I'm hosting, so I don't think they're going to get away straight away.
But it's lights out.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it yet because I haven't gone yet.
No, it's alright. They're all starting to.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So and
it's
we're away.
Out.
Yeah.
Away we go. In Grand Prix.
And we are away. And oh my god!
Oh! A massive!
Oh my god! What happened there? Why didn't you have a look back on the replay? Oh my!
Yeah, I am gonna.
What on earth happened there?
Bazaboy, Mars and Fatality are all out, so I've lost £2. Bazaboy's out, unfortunately.
£2?
£2, yes.
That's not what I heard. Anyway, that was a very strange start. Yeah, if you have a look,
I am. I'm just going back to have a look now.
No, the top three, all out of this race.
Yeah, just going to have a look at position change, just to see what's happened. You see Juju Santi is gone up 8 places, Stovka 5 places, Pons YT 4 places. So yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy lap one really, safety cars out. I'm just going to go back on the stream now and have a look.
Yeah, I'm just, sorry guys, there might be a little bit of quiet from us too. In a second, for a second.
Right, let's have a look. I see what happened. It was just a pinch. You had Fatality and
moving left, isn't it?
Yeah, you had Fatality and Bazaboy going side by side, and then you also had Mars trying to go at the middle, and they all just converged on each other, and yeah.
That's reminiscent of Singapore 2017. That is.
Yeah.
And that is just an accident. I don't really think anyone's at fault there.
No, not really. Not really.
Unfortunately. That looks like it's just going to be the way it is. Unfortunately, I think some. Oh my! No, it was just a bit of lag. That was some lag. I was really worried that loads of people had got taken out, but it wasn't. It was a little bit of lag. So Mahid is the guy at the start. Sorry, I'm so bemused about what happened. That was really, really bizarre. I think some of the guys are running a restart, but
nah, it's racing. You just gotta.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. I don't think there was any malicious. It doesn't look like there's any malicious correctness there.
No, it's just a racing incident.
It does just look like, obviously, more than welcome to report the incidents later on, and we will, the stewards and all that will have a look at it. But that is really a big shame, because a lot of guys have got penalties from that as well. It's lucky it wasn't more drivers out. So yeah, we've only got 16 left now, and we've got Mahid leading this race, I think, for the very first time, as he goes away from Mitch, and they're all running very, very close together. And Cons is in third place at the minute, and down towards turn 1. And Stuvakar and Delta are fighting together, and there's a little bit of contact between the two of them. Pure Jackson has also made a move, and they're all very, very close together, but it was a lot cleaner than the actual start of the race. And Iggy down a place. Beckett has moved up to 12th place. There were a few guys that did pit on that one. Obviously Veloce, I keep calling him Veloce is we've got Bazman who's got some serious lag going on there. Veloce is trying to have a move down the inside.
And there's been a crash at the back between Beckett and Drizmic.
Oh no. So these two are going to have to sort that out in the pit lane.
Got wing from this.
Yeah, and Mahid is starting to pull a little bit of a gap already, almost a second, which is pretty good for one lap around this track. Veloce is making up places, and there's another big crash.
Contact! Contact!
And that was something to behold. That was another somewhat crazy. That was another pinch. That was. Lucas.
Yeah, I think the AlphaTauri of climbers thought he was in Fast and Furious and started Tokyo drifting around turn 13 then, or turn 12, sorry.
Yeah, well, we're back to racing anyway. There was no. It was a serious incident, it seemed like, but it wasn't cause for a VSC or a safety car. We've got Jackson starting to move up places. The top two are quite close together at the minute. Delta is very close behind H. Bosworth at the minute. This is a very good position for H. Bosworth at the minute.
Yeah, Iggy Combo and Veloce are battling it out for the points, and Stanton has got Iggy Combo on the exit of the chicane. I think Veloce Ayub has wing damage, unfortunately. Yeah, he does. His left end plate is missing, so he's not going to have the pace he usually has. Locking up into turn 12. And I'm surprised that he hasn't pit yet, to be fair. He's just going to get gobbled up through the technical corners. Yeah, Stanton up the inside.
And then
Veloce,
yeah, he's having a bit of a battle with Veloce.
Yeah.
So Veloce looks to the outside, but it doesn't look like there was anything doing there.
And I think Bazman is unfortunately disconnected, as you see Veloce get a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So yeah, there's a good little battle here for P10. 4 cars. Veloce unfortunately does have that wing damage, and Bazman has disconnected, unfortunately. So yeah, you're seeing all these drivers manage to get past Bazman. Is Iggy Combo around the outside for the final corner? And it's managed to move stick. Brilliant move. And now here comes Milan Massano. And is he going to get both drivers? He does. He gets, and he gets tapped from Bazman. Unfortunately, he doesn't make the double overtake stick.
see, we've still got Mahid. We've actually got a Haas 1-2 at the minute. Sorry, I was just dealing with a couple of instances. We've got Bazman. Yeah, that's the thing I'm concerned about at the minute.
Yeah. I'm just on board with Santi at the moment. He's right behind the rear end of Stovka. It's about 5 tenths behind, but he does have 10 seconds worth of penalties already. So it's going to be a struggle for Santi for the rest of the race, really, with those penalties. And there's been a crash at the back. I think Drizmix is out. Drizmix has DNF'd and there's a virtual safety car. So both Mahid and Cons YT have double stacked.
Oh, that's
so
not
yeah,
going to do well for
double stack.
Cons YT, is it?
I wonder what happened there between Climbers and Drizmix. Just go on board now with Delta to see where actually is Drizmix's car. I think he may have just retired on track. I'm not too sure there.
Who's that?
Drizmix. I'm not too sure if he's retired on track or not. He's parked.
No, he did not finish. He's DNF'd. If he'd retired, he wouldn't have. He would still be running around, I think.
Yeah, that's true actually. So yeah, we do have X-Ray Delta in the lead now, with Bosworth behind him, and Stopcat, GG Santi and Climbers, all three of them get a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car.
Oh dear. They were all trying to gain the most they could, weren't they?
Yeah. We have Iggy Kumbo under pressure from ID, or however you say the name. And you also have Mitch up the inside of Bazman through turn 12. Does he make the move stick? He does. It's a good overtake. And Stanti's serving his drive through.
So there's a few guys serving their drive-throughs at the minute. We've got Delta in the lead at the minute. It's been a big mix-up of drivers at the minute. So we are just waiting to see what happens next.
Is Con's going to go around the outside of Bazman? No. Oh, he does. He gets the better traction and he's up into the points.
So it's seeming a bit quiet. We've got Judd obviously trying to pass Barsman as well. Actually, Pure and Stubacar are having a little battle there. Oh no, they're not. Sorry, he's just gone into the pit lane.
Yeah, he's
Stantan.
We do have both racing points battling it out for P2 though.
Just give me a second, Lucas. Just one sec.
Yeah, fine.
I'll be with you.
Stantan gets both racing points. So I think it was a bit of miscommunication there between racing points. I think H. Bosworth was going to let Jackson through, and unfortunately it's played into the McLaren's hands. Jumped both of them. Good racecraft there from Stantan. Got Veloce Ayub got behind Bazman again. Oh, and there's a bit of contact.
Yeah, this is the problem. We're trying to get Bazman back into the session so he can retire. He seems to have just sort of left, I think, because of also his brother.
Jackson trying to go around the outside of Stanton. Unfortunately, it gets squeezed onto the curb and can't make that move stick. We got H. Bosworth, the racing point, into the pit. It's gone for the hards.
Yeah, so it looks like he's going to the end. We are on lap 10. I'm now officially back from dealing with some Discord issues. Sorry about that. So yeah, Pure Jackson is in 3rd place. You've got Delta in the lead. I think in the lead for the first time in Tuesday night racing, and Stanton is in 2nd, hunting him down at the minute. And I think we've got Claymore's being lapped, so he needs to get out of the way, which he does. And Pure Jackson is right behind, but he is on the hard tyres. Same age. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to go to the end.
Yeah, we've just got Mitch on the fresh 3-lap old medium tyres, who's catching up to the back of both and just Milan. So yeah, he's just catching up to Milan. Oh, and Iggy Kumbo, so Iggy Kumbo's lost a bit of time. So yeah, there's a 3-way battle for 5th here.
And yeah, we'll get with that at the minute. Yeah, there's definitely 3 guys in this 5th place battle at the minute. Obviously we've still got Pure Jackson very close to the back of the McLaren. The top 3 are very, very close, and so as we were saying before, is the 5th to 7th place, and Mitch is very close to Milan at the minute, as he's right on that gearbox of the racing point of the Red Bull, and just coming round. He might make a lunge here. I was saying before, this is a little overtaking spot. He does think about it, but thinks better of it in the end. But he's going to have a go. He does a little touch there of the front wing. Let's hope he didn't have any damage there. He's squeezing Milan to the outside, but just gives each other just enough space. And these top 3 are very close together at the minute as well, Percy.
Yeah, I'm just riding on board. Stavko's closing the gap on Cox. As we see Milano go back up the inside of Mitch, and these 2 fighting out for P6 where he's now, as Iggy Kumbo's managed to pull a 2-second gap. And Stavko and Cons as well are side by side.
They are side by side, the Williams and the Haas fighting over 8th place at the minute. And Cons is just thinking a little better of it, and I think that was quite sensible. It's quite hard to make a move up into turn 4, round turn 5. You can maybe make a move on the exit here, you get good traction. No, he just wasn't close enough to have a go there into the chicane. Really hard to follow these cars. Even on the game, it can be a bit of a struggle keeping the pace, following a car really close behind the does, it really can affect your downforce levels, and it's almost like a completely different corner when you're following another car. As we're coming down the hill, and we've still got this top 3 going down the DRS straight at the minute. Stanton is looking to take the lead. He was falling, he was right at the back of the field. This is almost like a flea run from last week, and coming all the way from the back of the field. We've still got 15 runners in this race at the minute. Stanton is fighting for this lead in Delta, and we've got Bazman being overtaken, but obviously it isn't Bazman, it's just Codemasters.
And Stanton's out, and he collides with Pure Jackson, who I reset the track.
Who resets track?
Jackson, I think he reset the track. Stanton got on the curb of the quick turn number 4, lost the back end, and he collided with Pure Jackson. Caused Pure Jackson to spin, and I think he may have reset the track.
Well, we will have to have a look at that after the race. We will just remember it was lap 13, Lucas, or just tell
Yes.
James or something to remember that, as he's just trying to overtake. Very strange.
Yeah, virtual safety car as well, so...
Very strange. Shame for Stan Tan, and obviously he's going to have to pit now, but at least we've got this VSC, so he's not going to lose as much time as he would have done. I don't know where he's going to come out, and it's ended already, so that was really bad timing. He's probably going to come out near his teammate, is my guess, in around 11th place.
Yeah, Iggy Combo unfortunately has another drive-through penalty.
Oh, he needs to really keep an eye on that. I don't really know why you would do that again. And I think I'm right. Jackson's still in the pitch yet. He's going to come out, behind his teammate, and then he's going to have to see what happens in the next few laps. Got Delta still in the lead, wasn't troubled by that instant between the other two drivers behind him. We were ashamed because we were going to see a little battle for the lead then, I thought. We still got Veloce in 7th, leading. We didn't even talk about drivers and constructors at the start of this, but he is leading the Drivers' Championship. He was leading it to his teammate Dark Stomper, as we said. He's had to give up his full-time seat, so I'm not too sure who's second in the championship now, but Veloce for sure is in the lead of this race. We're on lap 14 of 35, and it looks like Veloce is going to make a move on Stuvacar, and he goes down the inside. Big lockup for the Renault, and he makes the move stick, and Stuvacar was left. And Stuvacar has gone round trying to push too hard, and he's got to be careful not to get disqualified or be hitting other cars on track. And I think he's been very safe there. He can now rejoin. He's going to have to rejoin now. He's into the corner, and he's got Jackson close behind, so that's a position up for him. And Iggy is ahead of them also. And just we're going to see another overtake here for Veloce down the inside of Cons YT, and he goes a little bit deep, and Cons gets a switcheroo at turn 2, and they go side by side through turn 3 up towards turn 4. They go, and Cons has maintained 5th position away from Veloce. Great battle in between those two drivers. And
while you were on board with that battle, I was just watching Pure Jackson, just trying to fight back up into the points. He's just behind Stovka now. He is,
he's just behind him, and getting very close. Williams 9th and 10th at the minute. With it's a little battle between the Williams and the Racing Points at the minute, by the looks of things, for the last points positions at the moment. Veloce still having a go at the back of Cons YT, but he's holding up a quite stellar defence at the minute as we're coming round the final corner. I think Cons has tried to get himself a good exit. Is he going to defend to the inside? He does. Veloce's going to have to try it the hard way, going round the outside. He brakes later, and he takes 5th position quite comfortably and has DRS once again. Pure Jackson has made a move, and now he's on to his Williams teammate of Iggy Combo, and then on to his own teammate of H. Bosworth, so keep an eye out for that. We've got the top 3 separated by a little bit at the minute. It's definitely been more of an interesting race than I thought it would. We've still got a few guys not on penalties. Obviously, Pure Jackson, for some reason, still saying 1 lap old mediums, which is not true, because he's been out for a little bit and he's pushing very hard to try and catch back up. We need to have a quick look here and see if it's Pure Jackson. X-Ray Delta is in the pits and going on to the hard tyres. Mahid is already pitted, so this is going to be interesting now. Mitch into 2nd, and Milan Massimo is going to come out. X-Ray Delta's just come out behind Veloce. Cons YT, they're going to have a fight into turn 1, I think, and Cons is going to try and go around the outside. Is he going to do the cutback? No, he hasn't got enough on those tyres to have a go at Delta, and I think Delta will now just push away. Pure Jackson has got past Iggy Combo into turn 1. We just got the last moments of that overtake. Iggy on 5% battery, and he really needs to learn to maintain his battery a little bit better, as we've got 50% for Pure Jackson at the minute.
We've got Veloce closing off the gap between himself and Milan, as he's gonna... he just looked for a little move up the inside, but Milan just closed the door and said, "You're not coming in there, mate."
But he definitely was thinking about it, and he's a little bit too far back. Late on the brakes though for Veloce into turn 12. He's coming round the final couple of corners, and there's definitely going to be a look for a move, but he has got little battery left compared. Pure Jackson now overtakes his teammate. He's on the charge, and he's really trying to fight back. Joe Santi into the pits for the first time. It's Veloce gonna have a move into turn 1. He doesn't, and Milan Massimo is still holding on to that podium position at the moment. It's a good result for Red Bull as it stands at the minute, probably the best result for the team game at the minute. And is Veloce going to have a go? But of course Milan is holding him up, and his teammate's going to come into this soon, and this could be a three-way battle for third, Lucas.
It could be, yeah. We're seeing both Red Bulls as well don't have any penalties at the moment.
No, Veloce they don't. They are in a tidy position. Mahid is also in a tidy position at the top of the standings at the minute, and in first position with no penalties to speak of, with almost an 8-second gap, and there's only a 0.2 second of a gap between Milan and Veloce at the minute, and Milan is holding up a stellar defence with older hard tyres compared to Veloce's mediums. It's really going to be interesting for the last couple of laps, I think.
Yeah, it is. I'm just riding on board with Delta. Yeah, I'm just riding on board with Delta, and he's really gaining on both these drivers on his fresh hards.
Well, Veloce is going to have a go. There was a little move. He's going to go down the inside. He left the door wide open for him, and he goes, "Thank you very much." And he tries to take the move. There is a bit of a switchback by Milan, but he doesn't make it stick. And Veloce is now up to third. And Mitch had to be careful of Massman's car there to not get get stuck behind him. And Claymores is really struggling for pace at the moment, in last place, and not looking really very good for him. X-Ray Delta is right on the back of his teammate. Is Milan going to do the teammate thing and that his teammate through, or is he going to have to earn this fourth place?
I think he's going to have to try and make the move himself. I mean, if that was me and Flea, I'd give him the position.
But we'll have to see. The best place to do it anyway would be into turn 1 if he's going to give him the position to, cut out as much time for himself, because obviously he's still got to think about himself at the end of the day. But it makes sense. He's on new tyres. He's on a completely different strategy to Milan, and we'll see what he does. He's not using any batteries, so he's not putting up any defence here, and he's not looking to put up any defence yet. I think that is a...
Yeah. Oh, did he go for the switchback?
He did have a little think about it, but it didn't happen. So Delta now up to fourth. He's going to be chasing down Beckett, and Stuvakar is not fighting away because he's in the pits again. That's my second time I've made that mistake tonight. And Pure Jackson.
We've got Iggy Combo. He's right on the tail of H. Boswell. Iggy Combo is on 20 lap old mediums there, so you wouldn't be surprised if we do see him start to fall back.
No, you definitely wouldn't be too surprised to see them fall back a little bit. And it's starting to get a little bit quiet at the minute. We've got we obviously lost quite a few drivers. Unfortunately, we lost the top 3 at the very start, which was a real shame to this race, and we'll see what happens next week with those drivers. But as we said, we will have a look at it, but in our personal opinion, I think it was a racing incident. I just think it looks like I've had a look at the footage myself anyway from point of views, and Fatality looks like he just moves across to squeeze Bazaboy a little bit, which he's entitled to do, but then doesn't realise that Maz is getting himself a worldie of a start, and 3 definitely does not go into 1, so I don't think there was any malicion there at all, and just one of those things we said earlier, but that was a great shame. But obviously it looks like we're going to have a winner we didn't think we were going to have in this race, and Veloce coming from the very back at the minute is doing really, really well at the moment, and but Mahid is looking pretty comfortable at the minute.
He's 13 lap old hards. You wouldn't be surprised if he does take them to the end, really. I mean, you've got Mitch and Veloce behind him on 13 and 14 lap old mediums, who you would think they'd have to stop again, really, but they'd probably put the softs on for the last 10 laps, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. It's interesting, this battle with Veloce and Delta. I'm surprised Delta's not catching up a little bit more at the moment with those fresh hards. But Veloce is still maintaining that gap at the minute. They've both got similar amounts of battery as well. I'm not sure about Delta. Delta needs to be careful because I think he's running to the very end and he's only got 20% battery, so he's going to have to do a lot of charging. Obviously, going into the pits, it probably gives you, I don't know what it is, it's probably about 20 or 30% they give you, don't they, in the pit lane? Charges back up 25%. To. And so, obviously, the longer stint you have, the more you have to manage your battery. And I have to say, Delta could be trying to manage it a little bit better at the minute. We have got a little bit of a battle. Iggy and Bosworth, are very close together at the minute, overtaking Bazman, which they do quite comfortably.
And Izzy gets a 3-second penalty for cutting turn 4, unfortunately.
He does, and there is a battle between Beckett and Stuvakar. It's the Alpha versus the Williams, and they are very close together coming out of the pits. Very similar age tyres, so I can see this battle going on for a little while if their pace is similar.
Yeah, and there's been a crash. Santi.
It's Santi. Yeah, he's broken his front wing. I don't think it's going to be any safety car of VSC. Get ready to be careful now because there's these guys coming round. And they're going to get held up by him now, most definitely. So we'll see if Santi gets out of the way, because I think that's probably the best thing to do right now. There's no point holding up other drivers for a position you're definitely not going to be having in a few moments' time.
No, I'm just looking at the front as well, and I think Mitch has made a little bit of a mistake, because the gap was 3 seconds, but it's now dropped down to 1 second between himself and Veloce. So you wouldn't be surprised if you do see Veloce maybe go for a move in the next couple of laps.
And the other one, of course, Pure Jackson's caught up to the back of Milan as well, and he's still on super form at the minute, trying to fight his way back through the grid from that accident with Stantan.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a strange
one. And Stavka, free turn 1 up the inside of Santi, but Santi manages to hold his position, but Stavka's going to go up the inside again, free turn 2, and there's a bit of contact.
Just watching a little bit deep on the brakes, didn't he? And
unfortunately,
and Beckett's getting a good view of this battle at the minute. I think the three of them are going to be fighting it out for 10th place at the minute. They do need to be careful though.
And Veloce up the inside of Mitch through turn 1.
Well, that came out.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere. I don't know if Mitch is going to try and respond. He can't respond just yet. And Veloce from last place on the grid in qualifying. Obviously we had Judge Santi join late, but 18th, 2 second at the minute. And on the same age tyres is Mahid, and I think Mahid's still looking pretty comfortable at the minute.
Yeah, he's...
Because he's definitely going to go to the end now, no question. 16 lap old hards. He's got 11 laps to go or thereabouts. I mean, if you can do 16, I'm sure if he really takes care of them, he'll be able to do another. And the thing is, those two guys behind, they might have to pit again. And if they are going to have to pit, it's going to be about now. for their strategy, you know, to give them any chance to fight back. Because if you do it too late, you've just got no chance.
Enough laps.
You won't have enough laps to get back. So it needs to be about now that he pits. And I think Veloce really, this would be now the best time for him to pit. Maybe do 1 or 2 laps pushing on these mediums and giving it all he can, just spending the grip and jumping in soft set and seeing if he can jump back up. Because I reckon he could easily get back to second with his pace.
Yeah, he has got the pace.
So I don't think it would really be much of a loss for him. But we'll see. Obviously, we've still got Jackson, who's storming along, and he's going to be able to finish on those medium tyres. So keep an eye out for him. There could still be a podium in mind for him, and Delta, of course.
We've got Iggy Combo in the pits.
Got Iggy in the pits once again. This has been a very familiar territory for the Williams driver. He's coming obviously the last pit box in the pit lane. Just into a set of softs. So here you go. This is what I said. About this time, we're going to start seeing a couple of guys coming out in the softs and seeing what they can do. Judge coming around the final corner. He's made that out pretty comfortably.
Iggy Combo, yeah, he's gone onto the soft. Let's see what he can do for these last 10 laps.
So yeah, got this battle still for 10th place at the moment. Veloce is starting to close that gap, but as I said, 18 laps. Can he do like 25 laps on those tyres? I just don't think so. I just don't see it. No. I know Mahi can go to the end. I'm pretty. I said you saying earlier, I could put money on Mahi going to the end now.
Yeah.
100%. But where's it going to drop him back, Lucas? Veloce, if he goes down now into the softs, he's going to go.
Well, he's going to drop to about P7. I think it's usually an average of about 18 seconds, isn't it?
Maybe this is his only choice, to try and see if he can get them to the end now, because this is not an overtaking circuit by any means. You can easily get stuck behind a car for 2 or 3 laps, and because sometimes you don't want to use your battery too much, because as soon as you use it, it's gone. It's so hard to regenerate again. So you've got to pick and choose where you use your battery and where you spend the grip. But anyway, we'll see with Iggy in a minute how much further he can push up the grid, because it's looking like that's probably Veloce's best bet, but not if people like Claymores is driving at 5 miles an hour, or was he just
I think he may have retired by? Or not too sure.
No, he hasn't. He's just been letting drivers past. Veloce's made a lot of time. He's still catching Mahi. This is impressive from Veloce at the minute. But I still wouldn't be too worried if I was Mahi, because even if he gets past, how many penalties has he got?
I'll have a look now. He has 3 seconds.
3 seconds, right? So he's got 3 seconds in his.
Climbers, I think he may have spun. Yeah, he spun, unfortunately.
Yeah, 10-5. Wait for that car to go past, and another one.
Oh, wait.
Go on. Oh. Go on, go now.
Yeah, fair play. What's he doing?
Go. What's... Has he retired?
I think he may have retired, or he may have paused it, or... Oh. We may be getting to somewhere. It's like... Veloce in the pits.
Veloce's in the pits. But I think this is a little bit late now to be doing this. This was a few laps too late. He should have done this 2 or 3 laps ago. But here we go. Where's he going to come out? 6th place. We've got Bosworth coming right. Yeah, so 6th. So he's got it right now. This is going to be interesting. Darts to the left-hand side out of the pit lane. and down towards turn 2. He's got Milan in his sights again, but I tell you what, Milan ain't going to give him an easy time of it, as we saw earlier on in the race. Pure Jackson now up to third. Claymores has been disqualified from the session, or is DNF?
Nah, he's DNF'd, yeah, he's just crashed into the wall, unfortunately. Just on board with
So is this going to bring out?
and
Is this going to bring out anything?
crash. I don't think it will, but I think it's too late for a safety car.
Oh yeah, as you see there, he's disappeared now anyway. But let's just keep an eye.
Up already on the back of Milan.
He wasn't too far behind him, to be fair, but he's going to make a move now, and he does make the move. And is he going to make it stick? He does, and it was like taking sweets from a baby. That was too easy for Veloce. And if I'd have been Milan, I'd just try to have gone to the inside at least, giving him a bit of a hard time. And but he didn't. He let him through, and now he's on towards Pure Jackson and X-Ray Delta. But Pure Jackson has now got X-Ray Delta in his sights, and he could be still on for a podium. I think if Pure Jackson fights back the way he has, he could potentially, well, either Veloce or Pure Jackson could be my driver of the day today.
Yeah, we just got to watch out for Pure Jackson though, because he did have that incident with Stanton where I think he may have reset the track.
Oh yeah, we do have to keep an eye out for that.
And X-Ray with a 3-second penalty, so that's going to.
No, that's going to hinder him massively now.
Yeah.
But Mahid, look at the gap Mahid's got. He's just been cruising this whole race. He's definitely not put a foot wrong in terms of penalties, and it's looking really tidy. If anyone's gonna, and we've got a battle going on here for 11th place between Stu and Beckett, and Beckett has made the move. Is Stu gonna have another pop at him? No, he doesn't.
Oh, Milan has spun. Milan
has spun. Bosworth is coming through now, so he's going to take 6th place, and he doesn't come back on the track, but it is an apex to the corner. Oh, and Milan needs to be careful. And that's the thing, if you get back on track, that's fine, but get straight back up to speed as fast as you can, because you can't hang around dawdling about your mistake. And talking about mistakes, or lack of mistakes, Pure Jackson is going to fight for 3rd. Let's hope he didn't reset his track, because obviously all this will just be for nothing. As he will it will be disqualified, but we won't talk about that just yet. We'll just see what happens. Iggy and Milan, as Iggy is overtaking Milan, but of course he's into the pit lane, and let's see if Jackson can make a move on Delta into these final few laps. And Veloce is right behind them now. This is warming up nicely in Tuesday night racing. I'm almost ready to for this race to end. Actually, this is it's been a bit hectic from start to finish, and they're going to fight over 3rd place now. I don't think Veloce is going to make it back up to 2nd now. I think that is going to be a bit of a tall order. He dives down the inside, goes Veloce, and he makes that move, but it was a bit of a mistake.
Now, I think that was a bit dangerous from Pure Jackson, moving under the braking.
Did he move? Did it look like...
Yeah, he did move under the braking.
Well, Veloce isn't going to give the position back. He's going to keep... Say again?
And gets it away. Stavka just unfortunately spun. Turn 4.
There's been a few spinners today in Tuesdays. We see Delta and Veloce fighting for 3rd. And Veloce's going super deep into corners, not leaving too much room. He really needs to be more careful.
Twice there that Veloce hit X-Ray, which I don't think X-Ray will be too happy about.
And we've got another yellow flag. Pure Jackson, I'm sure, is now going to have the bit between his teeth after that, but as I wasn't too sure to see it, we'll have a little look later on, but he may have had a little move under the brakes, which is not the best driving etiquette. And Delta is still looking alright in that 4th place. He's got Jackson behind him, and I'm sure Jackson has said he's going to try and catch up to Veloce, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think Veloce is going to be able to make up a 15-second gap. Oh no, sorry, 15-second gap. What am I on about? He's right on the back of him. I was looking at the wrong Delta. It's 15 seconds to Mahid, which I'm sure he's comfortably got the win. And Veloce looks like he's going to have comfortably 2nd place in a few seconds' time, and it looks like Mitch is not going to put up a fight, but he's going to do the cutback. But he hasn't got the grip. That's the problem now. Doesn't have the grip on exit anymore. And Pure Jackson is coming around turn number 2 at the minute.
I wonder whether Veloce can create 2 more seconds, so that penalty doesn't really apply to him.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be able to make up a bit more time. We're on lap 32 of 35 at this Hungarian Grand Prix Tuesday night racing. It will be USA next week. It was USA last night, Monday night racing. Please check that video out. And last night I had a few good battles in there.
Yeah, please do check it out.
And yeah, no, definitely. Lucas had a pretty good race. I won't say what happened, but he definitely had a good race with his quali van starting in last. But anyway, back to today, and X-Ray is going past Mitch, and he makes the move, and Pure Jackson follows suit, and Mitch has got to come into the pits. Those tyres are no good anymore. 25 laps he did on those medium tyres, and looks like Jackson is Delta's going from left to right. I don't think that was too bad, as it was quite a bit of a gap between the two of them, just trying to break the toe a little bit. It wasn't too unnecessary, but towards the braking zone would have been a little bit more frowned upon. But he seems to be all right. So this looks like it's going to be a battle, even though Pure Jackson's got no penalties. Bosworth is overtaking Mitch, but Mitch has gone onto the medium tyres, and there's a battle, 3-way battle here for sixth place at the minute, and Mitch wins out on top here. But I think Cons and Iggy are, I think that's Stu actually that's been lapped. Yeah, it is. Stu has been lapped, but he is on new soft tyres.
And Con's getting a bit scruffy out of turn 4. And Stavko managed to get past Cons as well, so managed to unlap himself from Cons.
Yeah, well, Mahid is on his penultimate lap, and he is. If it wasn't for Veloce being in first, I would. Oh, and we're talking about that. We'll talk about the battles on track at the minute. Judd is just falling down the order just a little bit, but we've still got a couple of battles. Mitch right on the back of Bosworth, Jackson right on the back of Delta, and that's about it. So I think we should just have a little look at this battle for third place on track. It looks like Jackson's going to have it, and Mitch has Bosworth into turn 1, and he's now up to 5th place. Good result for racing. Good result for Racing Point though at the minute.
Yeah, it will be also a good result for Haas as well, with Con 7th and Heidi in the lead.
So, our first place man, the Dane of Mahid, is just coming to start his final lap, and it looks like it's going to be a comfortable win for the Haas driver, with Veloce coming around the final corner just now, and interesting lap car ahead of Bazman, and Delta is got DRS, which Jackson is not going to be happy about one little bit if he wants it. And Jackson's got a 3-second time penalty, which I think puts. Does Delta have a 3-second, or does he have any more than that?
Just 3. Just 3.
So it looks like Delta is on course for a 3rd place at the minute, and Jackson is going to be kicking himself after that. And it looks like these guys are going to have a few more corners to go. We've got Judd. What's happening with Mitch?
Just got another 3-second time penalty, which unfortunately is going to make him drop back down to P6 at the end of the race.
Milan has Judd is in the pits as well. That's very strange.
Right, I'm just going to ride on board now with our.
Yeah, I was going to say,
race winner.
Yeah, so Mahid comes round the final corner, and he wins the Hungarian Grand Prix of Tuesday night racing with Veloce coming in second place in a few moments' time. And Pure Jackson so close behind. Yeah, Veloce second place. And it looks like Delta is going to take third in this race, which he does. And Jackson, great performance to come back all the way to fourth place. Obviously had that little incident with Veloce a few laps before, but still to come back to fourth, what a great effort from him. And
I
Mitch,
must admit though, carry on.
I would say just Mitch just crossing the line. What were we going to say? And Bosworth goes fifth.
Starting in last virtually, P18, Veloce, and made his way all the way up to P2. It's a fantastic drive from him.
Yeah, and Iggy comes home in 7th place. Cons YT in 8th in the points for the first time out. Beckett looks like he's going to come home in 9th, but Milan is crossing the line, so he's going to take some places 9th. And Judd is just about to come round to be the last man to cross the line. He pisses on the final lap. I think he was hoping to get the fastest lap, but he did it on the final lap, so he's no way of guessing fastest lap. So yeah, anyway, nothing to be taken away from Mahid today. Obviously that unfortunate incident between the top three in the literally the first couple of seconds of the race, and we will have a look at that in a few moments time. But Mahid is our race winner, first time race winner, and Veloce, got to give it to him, definitely our driver of the day today. 18th to second, he's definitely helped himself with the championship fight at the minute. And very good result from those guys. So yeah, we're just seeing Mahid on the podium, little selfie, and we'll have a little look at the standings after this race. So Mahid has won the race. Veloce second with fastest lap. X-Ray Delta is in third. Pure Jackson is in fourth, but that is to be confirmed, seeing as there may be a incident to deal with. And H. Bosworth 5th, 6th Mitch, Iggy Combo 7th, 8th Cons YT, Milan Massimo in 9th, Beckett is in 10th, 11th is Santi, Stuvakar is in 12th, 13th Bazman, Claymores was out of the session in 14th, 15th is Stanman also out, Drusmik out, and Fatality, Mars and Bazaboy all out within the first 100 metres of this race. So I'm not too sure. I don't think any drivers really want to do interviews because they haven't really wanted to do the last couple of weeks. So I think we will just leave it here for now. We've got a few things to deal with. Thanks for joining me, Lucas, anyway, for today's race.
No problem. Much enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wasn't too bad. I was unfortunate about the the start of the race, not even turn one, but I suppose it was a little bit exciting for us in a way, not for everyone else. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Obviously, make sure to like and subscribe to the videos Monday and Tuesdays, and we will have an announcement maybe about another one starting on another day. But yeah, Mondays next week is Vietnam, USA on a Tuesday for Tuesday night racing, both 7:30 UK time. So make sure to have that on a Monday with Hobo and Ferret and me and Lucas, Lee, I'm not too sure. But yeah, we'll see you next week for sure at Vietnam.